Okay, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the end behavior of a graph, the end behavior of a polynomial function. And so there's a lot here. I'm going to go through it slowly, but make sure you pay attention. And I'm going to add some things to further clarify what's going on here. Okay? So, well, we want to look at end behavior. So, when any polynomial function, end behavior is going to be one of those things that is going to help us graph the polynomial function. So it's good to know what happens as x gets really big negative or really big positive. Okay, so that's what we call end behavior. Okay, so what happens when x is really big? Well, typically for any polynomial, the leading term, okay, so the leading term is the term that has the largest exponent. We know that, okay? Well, as x gets really big, which term is going to control the behavior of the graph more? Well, it's going to be the term with the largest exponent because that's going to grow the fastest, either in the positive or the negative direction. Okay, so if you look at the leading term, you look at the degree of the polynomial, you ask yourself, hey, this is what's going to control the graph as x gets really big positive or really big negative. Okay, so with that in mind, what we say is suppose that a times x to the n is the dominating term of a polynomial function with an odd degree. Okay, so we know how those behave, right? Okay, so odd degree polynomials are ones that are symmetric with respect to the origin, so the tails are going to go in the opposite direction, right? So odd degree polynomials, we already know that they're going to go in the opposite direction. So that's what this is saying. So if a is positive, as x gets really big, as x approaches 0, so as x gets really big in the positive direction, the function f of x is going to get really big in the positive direction, so it means it's going up. So as x goes further to the right, f of x is going to get further up. So it's going to increase. And as x gets really big at negative, f of x is also going to get really big negative, so it's going to go down. So it's going to behave like this. So the tails are going to go in opposite directions. So odd degree polynomial, tails go in the opposite directions. And it's going to have a general increasing slope because a is positive, which means it's going to, as you move to the left, it's going to go down. As you move to the right, it's going to go up. And so as you're going from left to right, the graph is going to start down, it's going to go up, and then it's going to flatten out, and then it's going to continue to go up. Okay? So that's the general behavior. Now, if a is negative, then it's going to have a general downward slope to it. So if we have an odd degree and a is negative, then it's going to start up and it's going to come down and then it's going to flatten out possibly and then it's going to continue to go down. So the way what this is saying is if a is negative, then what happens is as x gets really big in the positive direction, x is now going to get negative. It's going to get big in the negative direction. If x goes negative and becomes large, then f is going to go to positive infinity. So in other words, it's going to look like this. It's going to go up as you move left, and it's going to go down as you move right. Okay? So it's going to have that behavior. Now, suppose that we have an even degree. So that's the next part, right? Suppose we have ax to the nth power is the dominating term of a polynomial function that now has an even degree. Okay? So it has an even degree. Now we know that if it has an even degree, it's symmetric with respect to the y-axis, okay? Now, it may not, in normal polynomials, it may not be symmetric because we're talking about multiple terms. So don't take what I'm saying as that it's going to be symmetric. What I'm referring to is in our conversation in the previous video on ax to the n, right? So we had this. Okay, so I'm just referring to when we were talking about this. Oops. Oops, wrong one. We're referring to that, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to expound on that and say, hey, when the degree is odd, we know that in the end behavior, the tails are going to go in opposite directions. And then we're also going to say, hey, when the degree of the polynomial is even, we know the tails are going to go in the same direction. They're either both going to go up or they're both going to go down. Well, when does it happen? Well, when a is positive, then they're both going to be going up, because as the absolute value of x goes to positive infinity, so does f of x. So what that means is that the graph is going to be going both up. Okay? So both tails are going to go up. So as you go to the right, to positive infinity, it's going to go up. As you go to negative infinity, it's going to go up. Okay? Think of the squaring function. Okay? Parabolas, right? And then if a is negative, then again, both tails are going to go down. So that means that as the absolute value of x goes to positive infinity, f of x is going to negative infinity, and so therefore the end behavior is going to look like this. Okay? So here's the recap. Here's the upshot of it. If we have an odd degree polynomial and the leading term, the leading coefficient is positive, we're going to have tails going in opposite directions, where it's going to go down to the left, up to the right. So in other words, it's going to have a general increasing slope, or a positive slope rather. It's going to be a general increasing function with a positive slope from left to right. If a is negative, if the leading coefficient is negative, then we're going to have a general negative slope to the graph. So it's going to be decreasing from left to right, and it's going to look like this. If the degree of the polynomial is even, then we know the tails are going in the same direction, either both up or both down. And so again, we look at the sign of the leading coefficient. If the leading coefficient is positive, we know the two tails are going up. If the leading coefficient is negative, we know both tails are going down. And that's it. That's the gist of it. Okay, make sure you review this, make sure you understand and remember this. Have a great day.